Checo, thank you for joining me on the Skype at front row, your fifth time on the front row, but this is an important one in the championship battle for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. But obviously Charles is next to me, so it will be an interesting race for tomorrow.
All right, let's get into your final Q3 lap here. So talk me through turn one, first of all, because it's an important lap to give you the mental knowledge, I guess, of where the grip is, right?
Yeah, certainly. You know, going into turn one, especially starting with the tires quite cold. It's not an easy corner, so it's just about taking not too much out of the tire straight away, but at the same time, you know, being able to have a strong corner, it's important.
Now, all weekend I've been watching you guys have very good braking stability, it seems, into this hairpin. You seem to be able to trail the brakes in better than your rivals. Did it feel good on this lap?
It did. The rear is always stepping out a bit as I'm going in. On the first one, I had a little bit of correction there.
Yeah.
Which delayed my throttle application, but then I managed to hit the apex right, be strong on throttle, and I think it was a good corner there, and a good run into.
The traction was good, wasn't it?
Traction was good, yeah. At this point, we haven't taken too much out of the tires, which is important for sector 3. Which was the difficult bit for me.
So how much are you thinking about that? Because we've talked about all weekend that if you do too much early on, then in sector 3 you're in trouble. So
yeah.
At what point do you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take some more?
Well, you try to take everything out of every single corner, but at the same time, you know, if you slide a bit too much with these tires, it can be quite sensitive. So at this point, it's going all well.
Okay.
We have a good turn 6. The rear tends to.
And here, I was watching compared to Charles. Your car seems very good over this curb. You're able to, you know, the Ferrari's moving around a lot, whereas you have good drive and traction from 7.
Yeah, well, we haven't been able to get close to the curb as much as we would like. We had to stay away from it because
But you're better than other people, I can tell you that.
I can imagine, yeah. And then turn 9 was really tricky in quali. You know, I went from a very understeer balance to then a very neutral balance.
Yeah.
Throughout the corner, getting back on power to rotate the car.
Yeah, I see the snap there. I'll just go back for people at home. You can have a look at your hands. You get through the first apex, and now looks like you have a snap.
I have a bit of understeer, so I try to rotate the car with a lot of throttle, and I pick up a bit of a snap. It was a bit of a four-wheel drift, and then going into this final sector, which was not that good.
Why not? Is that just tire temperatures too hot?
Yeah, I think I struggle with the rear, rear through here.
It's so tricky because actually it's hard to see from here, but the gradient of the track goes that way, doesn't it? It's a negative camber.
It's a negative camber, which always gives you a bit of understeer onto the next corner. It's important to stay away from the curb as much as possible, carry the speed in.
Yeah. And how much did you risk here? Because, you know, this is the one place where you guys get quite close to the barrier, don't you?
Well, as much as possible, really. It's last round of quali, and I really needed a strong lap because I was behind both of the Ferraris. I didn't have a great final corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw this earlier. Looks like you missed the apex by a little bit there.
Both times. The rear is just coming around me, and I can just not turn in, and I end up missing the apex. Because
you're a little bit wide, and then it looks like you go into an understeer.
Yeah, but I'm just correcting a bit too much. Difficult to get back on throttle, and obviously track limits, it's a big thing, so I think I lost a bit in the final corner.